Hello there. So you want to be a tomato farmer. This is the first lesson in several videos. Since I can't be there to teach you myself, I'm making this recording just to show you the basic techniques that are also covered in the booklet that I wrote. And it's all about how to get from this to this. This year, 2016, we're starting off with 22 different varieties of heirloom tomato. You can see them all spread out here. We have Arkansas Marvel, Brandywine Yellow, Homestead 24, New Big Dwarf, green pineapple rather. All of these have long, colorful names that are really difficult to write on a label, so I number them. I also keep track of every single plant. I keep track of how many germinate. Germinate means the plant becomes a seed. Whether they have any unusual characteristics, how much fruit they produce, and so forth. The reason for this is not all tomatoes are going to do well in tropical Asian climate, and I want to determine which are the easiest and best to grow. So I keep a tomato diary that also goes into a database in my computer. And so the numbers have to stay with the plants. Once you get mixed up or you have plants with no numbers, it's impossible to determine the data that I'm trying to collect. The first indispensable piece of equipment I want to show you is the little plastic cup. I love these things because they're cheap. You can use them over and over, and they're very flexible. And also, you can see what's going on inside the roots, inside the plant. You can see the volume of the roots that are developing, and you can also see if there's anything growing along with the roots that you don't want, particularly mealybug, which is a little white cottony ball that starts in the soil, then moves up the plant, and by the time you see it, your plants are doomed. So it's good to keep an eye on what's going on inside the soil, which we're going to call medium from now on. These cups are the first home for your plants. What I do is I just snip around the bottom edge to create drainage so that you don't have standing water or a puddle inside the cup when your plants are growing. I also don't cut holes in all of them. I began with soaking plants for 24 hours in water with a little bit of Super Thrive. It's the stuff in the brown bottle I gave you. Probably about 10 to 15 drops in a liter of water, and each cup only needs a tiny bit of liquid. You want to soak the plants for no more than 24 hours. If you soak them for longer, they're going to begin to germinate in the water, and if that happens and you move them to the soil, they become damaged and they will never germinate. They will never become plants. So 24 hours maximum. You begin by filling the cup halfway with medium. And you're going to see why in lesson number 2. I've watered this several times before I plant anything in it, because if the medium is dry, it's not completely saturated, every time you water it, it's going to disturb the contents. The seeds are going to move around and they can become damaged very easily. So I've got this this cup, and the edges are all snipped so that it will drain properly, and all I have to do is find the seed. One moment, here it is. I just use a pencil just to poke a hole into the medium, and then I've drained this. That's the seed right there. I'm just going to place it into the hole. Hopefully, I will knock it off. There we go. Cover it up, and that's it. All you have to do now is, first of all, you have to put the number on it, because the number always stays with the plant. That's not gunfire, it's Chinese New Year in the background. For at least a week or so before you start to see a plant climb out of the medium, you've got to keep the seedlings warm and moist. You've got to keep them not soaking soggy, but evenly moist. A little water every other day just to make sure the medium is damp. And moisture doesn't have to be direct sun, since there's no plant yet. Moisture is required for the plant to germinate. And that's all there is to begin with.